back in the day, I was an apprentice boy for Joe Gibbons. I know there's a bunch of iron workers here, so you know, it's an honor to be here. And you know, in my time being an iron worker, nobody was more kind and thoughtful and supportive of me as a young guy coming up than Joe Gibbons. Joe.
Yay!
Joe was very close with my father. My father was a rod guy, and I wanted to go work structural. I wanted to basically get away from my father. I thought he was going to kill me carrying number 11s, you know. But, you know, he thought very carefully about who I was going to work for, who I was going to work with, who I was going to learn from. And he placed me with Joe. And this is back in the early 70s, the very early 70s. And Joe, back in the day, there was no more hard worker, no harder worker, no more skilled iron worker than Joe Gibbons back in the day. And I learned from the best because I learned from Joe. But I'll tell you, he's so kind and such a gentleman now. But back in the day, and you know, I'll never forget. We were working on the Blue Cross Blue Shield building downtown, and show you the type of man he was and the man he is. We used to have what they called a power vane. It was basically used to realign holes, but a heavy machine with a lot of power. They called it a widowmaker because so many iron workers had been hurt or killed even using a power vane. And it was a two-man tool. And so Joe and his partner were using the power vane one day. And I'm the apprentice boy. I'm responsible for getting them whatever they need because they're hanging off the side of a building on a float, hanging from ropes. And, you know, very, very, very dangerous, treacherous work. Never mind handling this power vane. But Joe's partner for the day did not come back from lunch on time. So Joe, and he'll remain nameless. But Joe, being the type of guy he was, he was, on time, did the right thing, hard worker, great example to anybody in the business. Joe got back on time, jumped onto the power vane, and didn't want to get his partner in trouble, so went right back to work with the power vane by himself, which caught and knocked Joe and broke his jaw in 8 places. Now, I was just a young kid. I was about 16, 17 years old when I was his apprentice boy. But, his face was this big. Yeah, absolutely. And he was carried over the side. It was a big emergency. They shut the street down and they lowered Joe over the side. And it didn't look good. It really did not look good. But halfway down, and I was scared to death because it was the first time I had seen anything like this happen in my lifetime. I was just a young kid. But as I was looking down, Joe was lowered over the side in a skip box. And he was lowered down. The street was packed with people. We were up about 20 stories. And all the iron workers were along the ledge, And about halfway down, Joe opens his eyes. He looks around, he looks up, and he gives us the 2 thumbs up. And the whole job just, burst out in a cheer. Just because of the character and the, just the unbelievably human but courageous way he responded to that was a wonderful reflection of the man he is. These are different days, but I'm so grateful. When I was an apprentice boy, I'd be responsible for about 60 iron workers. I'd have to go around and get them their coffee in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. And so I'd go to them, and this is back in the day. We're talking 50 years ago. And I'd get the orders for the iron workers, and I figured I'm going to be going to Dunkin' Donuts. And they'd order rum and coke. And I'd have to go to Brigham's to get the big frat cups because you'd have to sneak it on the job.
Hawaiian
I'd fill it
punch.
with ice, and then I'd have to have them halfway with Coca-Cola, and then I have to go. Now, I'm not even old enough to buy liquor, but the steward brought me over with a note saying, you can give this kid ginger brandy during the winter. But at the, so now I'm getting 60 drinks and beers and all kinds of cocktails for these ironworkers, bringing them back on the job. So I turned to Joe and I said, Joe, when I'm done with my apprenticeship, am I going to be a journeyman ironworker, or am I going to get a bartender's license? But, I love Joe dearly. He's such a good and decent man, a wonderful reflection of Quincy, of the ironworkers. We don't get them better than this, which is why, all of us are here tonight to celebrate Joe. So I got a couple of gifts that I robbed the Congressional gift shop.
It's so funny.
Okay, so these are Congressional cufflinks, Joe. These are for you. This is it's called a keepsake box, but it's I use it for my hearing aids, and you could probably do the same. You can see all the ironworkers in this room; they all get the hearing aids. Get the same kind Joe does. The expensive kind. And this, what's that?
Do they work? Joe.
They gotta clean it once in a while. Yeah. Thanks, Dan.
Okay. Yay!
Well, Joe, I want you to know that I knitted this for you. So anytime these guys from Quincy or from the Elks say, those congressmen in Washington don't do anything, you say, oh no, my guy actually knitted me a nice little bag.
Yeah!
This is a congressional ball marker. I'm sure you know what to do with that. Let's see. Cigarette light? I don't know. Maybe you smoke cigars.
No, no more.
Good, good. These are golf balls with a congressional seal. And this is what this golf ball
Nice.
Want to say a few words? Remember, I paid you hush money now.
He needs a mic.
Maureen, yes, you
Microphone.
can you hear me?
No.
Time, my girl, Jim Faulkner, Maureen.
Over here.
Oh, yes, yeah. So we were gonna leave like at 7:15. Starts at 7, so she says, Jim Faulkner just called and Maureen's running a little late, so we're gonna have to leave a little later. I'm driving through here and I see Eddie's ring. Oh my God, I haven't seen Eddie in a year. And I said, we're gonna stop. So now we're gonna back the car up. Eddie was talking to my wife. And then I finally got a parking space to back it up, and then where the hell did Eddie go? Maureen, you haven't seen Eddie in a year, now he's gone. I don't know where the hell he was. We come in here and I was shocked. I was positively.
Nice.